Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tricky's Tech. I'm your host, Tricky Spot, otherwise known by my normal name, Martin. In today's video, we are going to be looking at a power solution for my old ZX Spectrum 48K. I dug this out, had a look, standard barrel jack, it's nicely marked there, 9 volts DC. So I went to my local hardware store and bought a AC/DC adapter. Got the barrel jack connector on, and it didn't work. In fact, ever since I tried that, I'm just getting a black screen. So I think there's something going on with the power. Yeah, and hopefully a lot of you are currently screaming at the screen because you know exactly what I've done wrong and what other people shouldn't do. So let me whip this out and explain what is actually going on. So, on more modern AC/DC adapters, the outer sheath is negative and the inner core and what is also the tip is positive. So wired up like that, this would be a tip positive connector. Spectrum, in all their wisdom, I guess maybe back in the day there was no official standard, have made the polarity reversed. So that pin there, which would go into the center, is actually negative. So the polarity here is reversed. If I had used a new shop-bought AC/DC adapter, I'm not sure how much damage I would have actually done. But yeah, it certainly wouldn't have been happy. Yeah, so you'll generally see, let me see if I can draw this remotely neatly. You'll see a symbol, something like that, on appliances, this indicating the outside sheath, that indicating the pin, so that will have a positive and that will be a negative. So these are the modern ones. It's fairly standard. I think you would struggle, and likewise we want the outside to be positive, we want our tip to be negative. So this is the spectrum, wiring. Okay, so I want this to be fairly multifunctional. So I would like it to be able to run off my bench power supply. So I'm going to put some banana plugs on. But I would also like it to be able to run from a modern 9-volt AC/DC adapter. So I'm going to actually put a female socket on as well, where you can plug in a modern one, and yeah, and we'll just reverse the polarity when we do the soldering. Yeah, good stuff. Let's get started. By the way, this is a prop, so even if I had used the wrong one, nothing much would have happened. Yeah, this one's totally dead. Okay, so got some red and black flecks. I'm not sure where I got this, probably Amazon. 0.5 millimeter core, it's more than enough. Probably take me half an hour to get this open. Hang on, there we go. Okay. Okay, throw that away. Okay. Let's just see. This actually seems very thin. But it doesn't have to carry much current. So, especially as we need to get two lots in on the one end. On the banana plug side, we need to get 2 lots in. So yeah, they'll do. Okay, so let's see, how long am I going to make this? Round about a meter. Okay, so I'll get some cutters out. You will do, if you don't mind. Stick you there, we don't need you anymore. Okay. So, let's do the Spectrum side first. So these, when you buy them, unwind. And pretty sure that I want this one in not too tightly. There we go, it's loose. Okay, so stay. Okay, if you haven't used these before, just to prove, let us bring in a multimeter here. Set it to continuity. Okay, so the massive tab with the hole in, well, both of them have got holes in, but the massive tab is a negative, so that will be the outside. Okay, but we now want on ours that to be the positive, so okay, let me not make a mistake. And then likewise the small little tab is connects to the middle, so that we want to be our negative. Okay, let's get you out of the way. Okay, where's my cable gone? Am I blind? I'm well known to lose things in plain sight. So there it is. Okay. Okay, tip number 1. The minute you unscrew this, put it over the cable. Because otherwise, well, if it's me, you will forget. And then you've made up your whole cable, and suddenly you find you haven't got that on, and you've got to start desoldering. Okay, so let's have a look. How is this going to work? I want, so black is going to be my negative, red will be positive, and I want my positive to go to the small tab, and my black to go to the big tab. Okay, so yeah, let's just get to it. So we split these apart. Just give them a bit of a helping hand, very gently, just with the cutter, side cutter, and give them a, don't want to take too much off. Okay. Good. Okay. Now, this will be a good time to talk about wire strippers. Knapex, made in Germany. I try and buy quality tools when I can afford it. I'm very much a buy once, buy the best that I can, and never buy, have to buy again. So I try and buy the best that I can. But well-known brands like Knapex don't always make the best tools, and this is one of the culprits. So the general idea is that it grips your wire between the jaws. The blades inside cut ever so slightly deeper than the jaws grip. You push your wire all the way in against the stopper. Then as you close, it holds on to the outside sheath. The blades have cut into the insulation, and then as you pull harder, it pulls the insulation off and then lets go of the whole lot. So that works now and again. I actually downgraded. What am I saying? I downgraded to these, also Knapex. Far more manual. The idea is here, very simply, that you adjust with the screw if you can see there that these blades come together, but they are stopped by how deep you've set the screw. And the idea is that they'll cut through the insulation until they reach the diameter of the core, which you've preset, and then stop. So onto the wire, cut through the insulation, and then you just give it a pull and it will pull the insulation off. These work really, really well, super sharp, really happy with them. But as it should be very obvious, you have to adjust them every time you have a different wire, you're using a different wire. So not great for projects where you've got various different wire sizes. Great for if you're doing a lot of wiring that's the same, then I'd probably switch to these. And then on to my all-time favorites, and I really don't know why these are given such a hard time, or why they are called bad quality or what have you. Rolson Quality Tools. I bought these from the now non-existent or semi-existent Maplins here in the UK, but you get exactly the same design on Amazon, eBay, under various names. So the idea is here, very simply, that they've got various different diameter holes which cut through the insulation, so you put your wire in the correct size hole. So the first step is the blade comes down, cuts through the insulation. The next step, as you pull more, is this gripper comes down, holds onto your wire, and then the final step is it moves apart and pulls the insulation off. They never fail me. They're by far my favorites. So let's get to it. So, piece of cake, and next piece of cake. Only downside, the little bits of insulation, you'll never find them again. It's gone. Okay. Okay, that's actually quite ironic that I've made a mistake there, so I'm going to have to do that again. What actually happened? Did I choose the wrong... Did I choose the wrong size? So I am there. So that's right. So I think I might have chosen the wrong size, because the other one cut into the core. So where are we? We're on 16, and that one didn't cut at all. So you're really making a fool of me today, aren't you? Yeah. Ah, they're camera shy. Okay, well, let's give something else a shot then. Let's give you a shot. See what you do. They'll do. We'll do just fine. Okay. Good. I'll probably have to cut these again. Okay, where is my connector? Okay, let's have a look here. So, now let me not get this wrong. I need the outside to be positive, and outside to be positive. So I need red to the outside. Okay. Should have got a soldering iron on here. So let's get that. So that's not even plugged in. Sorry, just bear with me. Now it's better. Okay. Get back to it. Okay. And let's get some helping hands in here. Okay. Okay, so we want outside positive, so I'm gonna slip you through that hole very carefully. Show it from the outside, does it make a difference? Probably not, let me do it from the inside. There we go. Fold that back on itself. Okay. Does that leave enough? That leaves enough for the negative. Okay, so let's just check finally. So that is outside, positive. Okay, let's get that into some helping hands. Sure. Can't remember when last I've actually soldered. So, soldering iron is in good nick. Yeah, that's how long ago I last soldered. People in the UK will understand. I don't have any leaded solder yet. This is a roll I've had for quite a while. Okay, so let us I'm on 450, not worried. So let's just flood this. Absolutely flood that with solder. There we go. Okay. Don't touch that thing because it is gonna be mighty hot. Okay. So let's see if you can see it's made a nice connection. And are you hot? Are you hot? Are you hot? You are not hot. Okay. And you twist as finely as I can. I think I might need to bend this tab. You can't bend them that often before they break off, so it's not brilliant to bend them, but I've got to get in there. So let's come from the bottom and get you through. And that's not working. Okay, let's try again. The hole is ever so slightly too small. Okay, try again. Let's just give this thing a bit more of a bend. Okay. And are you going to go through? Yes, you are. And let's fold you back on yourself. So can you see? holding that back on itself. Okay, back into the helping hands. And solder that up. Okay. Dum da dum. Dum 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 da dum. Just gonna flood this one as well. There we go. Nice. Okay. Always check that before I put my iron back in the holder that the tip is actually tinned. Helps with longevity of your soldering iron. Okay, so that theoretically is all we need. Am I going to kill myself? Is it hot? Nope. Good. Okay, so we bend you down, make sure that nothing is touching. Now nothing is touching, and I assume you get a special crimping tool, but I don't have that, so I am just going to use some pliers and crimp very gently to the best of my ability. Crimp. Come on, the other side, come on. Crimp, crimp, crimp. Crimp, crimp. There we go. Okay. Crimp. It's not wonderful. Crimp, crimp. Okay, that's not bad. It's not brilliant, but it's not bad either. Okay. And the wires are, they've come out the same length, which is nice. Okay, so let us zoom. Screw that on. Try and get it straight. Okay, let's get rid of the helping hands temporarily. Okay, so that is one side done. Okay, let's test. Let us test our soldering. Test for shorts. Oh, that was bad. Cut right through the insulation. Let's get rid of that. Cut there. Just wanted to separate them. And again, and again. Okay, never mind. I'll clean that up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's just use you because you worked. Hup. And hup. These are actually working. So I guess when they work, they want to work, and they will work. When they don't want to work, they won't work. So not that different to me. I only work when I want to. Okay, so back to continuity. Okay, so my black is my negative, and I need center negative. That's working. My red is positive, which must be my sheath. So that is working. Oops, sorry, out of frame. That is working. and then hold across both wires just to make sure that there's no short in the actual jack. So no beeps, so no shorts. Good. Okay, so that is one side done. That's the easy side. Okay. That's my multimeter out of the way. Just going to switch off my soldering iron for a moment while we figure out the other side. Okay, so these are either off Amazon or off eBay. Official banana plugs. They look like they're quite nice quality. So I need 2 of those, and if we make a bit of space here quickly, yeah, oh no, they're really nice. They've got a nice solid fit feel in, yeah, that is really nice. Okay, now how do these work? Unscrew. Okay, so we unscrew them. So there's one, and there's the other. Okay, so I need a bit more wire here. So not much at all, because as I said earlier, I wanted to be able to work both from my power supply and from modern AC/DC adapters. So we're just going to make a that kind of like double connector on the end. Let me see what this looks like inside. Pretty much exactly the same as the male, except the center is a bit nicer. Well, we'll see when it when the time comes to actually soldering it. Okay, so separate these. Okay, that's you, and the other side is you. So I think getting this on first will probably be the easiest. Okay, so and hop, and hop. Okay, you have not let me down once today. You may just redeem yourself in my toolkit. Thus far, you are impressing me today. Okay, get you out of the way. And helping hands. Okay. Helping hands are a bit of a new thing for me. How are you going to work? You're going to have to work like that. Can you actually see? Bend. There we go. And I'm using them today because these connectors get so hot, and I've burnt myself so many times. Okay, so now we want center positive, because we've done the reversal in our other jack, so all the rest will be wired conventionally. Okay, so I think what we'll do is the same. So I'm taking the black and red to the outside, so we will slip you through. No, they make that hole just too small, just too small. No. Nope, you do not want to play. Okay. Don't make me get a draw. There we go. Okay. And bending that back on itself. It's just the way that I do it. Okay, and I can see a tiny bit of wire. I can see a tiny bit of stray wire in there, so I need to take care of that. So let's just get in there and okay, and come on, and can we break you off? Come on. Okay, break. Another one, break them off. Okay, there we go. Now get those back in their holder. Okay. Soldering iron on. Okay, solder. Why don't I put you this side? Yeah. Make much more sense. Okay, and we go for it. Are we at temp? Almost. Are we at temp? Real, we're at temp. Okay, and in we go. In we go. Just flood that. There we go. Check that my tip is turned. Okay, so that's outside, so the sheath is going to be negative, and then we're going to go center positive. Okay, now this looks like it needs, okay, I'm going to see if it will slide down inside or if I need to cut it off. Okay, so there's not much room, so it is a case of cutting that off. Okay, so let's see. Not much at all. Not much at all. Probably about there. That's the nice thing about high quality cutters. These are also Knipex. They're just so super sharp. Give a nice clean cut. Okay, and we pop you in and get you into the helping hands. Oh, okay. So you do not want to stay in. Really? Really? Okay. Well then, more helping hands. What is stopping you from staying? Hey, what is stopping you from staying? I am going to give this a bit of a crimp. There we go. Okay. And soldering iron. And let's go for it. This one's quite tough to get in, but there we go. And it's taken on the wire, but not on the joint. Come on. Is that taking both sides? I'll have to have a squiz. I will have to have a better close up. Okay, let's get you off there. This is probably boiling hot. Yep, even the helping hands are hot. Oh yes, that has taken. Okay, cutter is going to cut this here back a bit. That solder joint. Nice. Then back to you guys, and oh yes, you are nice and toasty. Okay, let's get you I think I need to open this a bit and get them alongside each other. So let's see if we can get in there and actually do that. Can I? There we go. Okay. So I want to get you alongside each other. Bend that one down. Is it going to touch? I think that we have a short. I think there's a short. I think there are stray wires. And what on earth is going on the inside here? What is this? Oh, that's the spring. Pardon me. Okay, it is the spring. Okay. I think we've got a short, but let's see. Helping hands, multimeter. Outside to inside. No. No, we don't. But I still don't like the look of it. So I'm gonna just get in there. I still don't like the look of it. So let me just see here more carefully what is actually going on. Yeah, tweezers. Let's just get in there, and it's just one stray wire. There we go. Can we actually maybe break you off? That would be much better. There we go. Did you come out? I think I might have broken it off. Okay. See. Perfect. Okay. Good. Tweezers back in their holder. Always put them back because they are so fine tipped and so super sharp. That I've often injured myself on them. Okay, so we're going to try and get you side by side best we can and get you as crimped as best we can. It'd be nice if you would fold over. So let's try that. Nope, that did not work. Let's try the whole thing. And in a bit, and down a bit. And that will do for me. Okay. And I didn't put my other half on. Luckily, we don't have anything on the other side. Okay. So, okay. So, what do we have? We've got our female for modern power supplies wired to tip positive. Let's just strip this off, which we have to do anyway, and double check that with the multimeter. You can't check too many times. It's just not worth making a mistake. Okay, so let's just wind you guys. Get multimeter in. Oh, soldering iron. Switch off. Okay, hang on. Switch back on. Okay. Solder. Okay. Before I store my soldering iron, I flood the tip with solder. There we go. Until it's smoking, and then I switch off and put it in its holder. So it, when it's in storage, it can't, is the word oxidize? Yeah, the tip can't oxidize, corrode, whatever the right word is. Yeah, having a nice coating of solder prevents that. Okay, what were we doing? We're testing U for the correct polarity. So, bring up Mr. Multimeter. Okay, and so you are red, is positive, so that should be tip. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, we have a short. Do we? Or am I accidentally touching? Am I accidentally touching more than just the tip? Okay, let's do it this way. We have a short. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's get that thing open and see what is going on. That is very odd. So where have I shorted? Where have I shorted? Have I really just pushed the two right next to each other? I think I have. Okay, so let's open up that crimp. I've literally pushed my two solder joints right against each other. Okay, rookie mistake. That is why we test. Okay, so Archie comb. Okay, can we get you out of there? Not yet. Okay, so shouldn't have done this crimping so badly. It is now stopping me from getting back in there. Okay. So this is how not to put a connector on. But rather that I make a mistake than you make a mistake. So live and learn. I cannot see what I've done wrong. Okay, so let's separate them massively. Okay, I'm gonna crimp the bottom and miss the top if I can. Let's get that totally out of the way. Okay, let's crimp the bottom. Can I get in there? I can't get in there. There we go. Okay. So you are now, what are you? Okay, so that is, okay, there we go. Okay, now theoretically you cannot touch. Okay, so let's wind you up again and test again. Oh, if it's still shorting. No, that's it, we've sorted it. Okay, so we've got outside. Outside is negative, perfect, and tip. Okay, it's a bit hard to get onto this tip. So we're gonna. It's gonna look like there's a short because it's very hard for me to get this multimeter lead just onto that tip. It's touching the tip and the outside. Yeah, I'm not gonna win. Okay, we can try some other fancy stuff. Stick this through somewhere. There we go. Tip, continuity, nothing on the sheath. Good. Okay. So no shorts. Okay, so that is the one half. Here is, playing with my solder, is the other half. And you now can go wander off because we are only interested in these two ends. So now hopefully you can start seeing what I was after. Okay. Now, the big question is to solder or not to solder. And I was advised by a very nice gentleman called, I know his first name's Steve. Steve, surname with a V. Venner, Steve Venner. From Martin Lynch and Sons, which is a ham radio shop here in the UK. Probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest. It's hard to say because I've only been to them. But definitely one where you get excellent service. Anyway, when I was doing my ham radio license, we had to build a FM radio. Wait, let me just break from that story quick while I work out how on earth these things actually work. Do they go through like that? No, hang I'll get back to my story once I've worked this out. Okay, so these go through like, is it like that? So these come on afterwards. Okay, so those, unlike traditional, well, not traditional, but other connectors. Oh, and each one's got 2 screws. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm liking these. These are really very pleased with them. So let me show those again. Fisherwell Easy Fix banana plugs, 4-pack. They were a bit more expensive than the others, but yeah, you get what you pay for. These are really nice. So grabbing the wire in 2 places. So getting back to Steve, and when I did my radio license, he told me that you should never solder your joints when they're going to get gripped by a screw, because the solder over time well, it doesn't soften, but especially if the wire is moving in the joint, the solder, because it's lead, well, yeah, it will work itself loose. So much better to just crimp straight onto the wires. Okay, so I want an extra so much off. So I'm just taking a bit more off because I want to get, if you can see there, I want to get both the screws grabbing it, so a bit more than I originally calculated. And I must say that, oh, okay. These have not let me down today, so today I'm happy with you guys. Today I am happy. Okay, and take off a much. Yeah, that's Steve. He is, and I hope he's still with them. Very, very, very clever guy, and very helpful, very knowledgeable. He's been in radio for years and years. They're based in Staines, just outside London. So if you want to do, I don't believe you will do the beginner course, but if you're doing the intermediate course, then you may very well have the privilege of having him as your tutor. So I was actually going to do some ham radio wiring in this video, but it involves desoldering some connectors which I've never used before, and I'm not entirely sure on my antenna positioning. So the cables that are on there, it's power cables for my antenna. It's got a motor on which it's a loop antenna, magnetic loop antenna, which the motor pretty much changes the size of the loop and at the same time changes the capacitance, because the capacitor is built into the loop. Yeah, but so in some of them, like the MFJ ones from the US, the power for the motor is on the actual coax feed, but in this case I have, oh, can't think what the name is, it's the much better quality, the Italian loops, and you have to run power independently to the coax feed, which is a bit challenging because they recommend for 30 meters, which is Martin Lynch has made up a 10mm high quality coax cable for me with is it PL259 connectors on at 30 meters, and the loop suggests that you use 12 AWG, which is, I believe, a 2.5mm core cabling, which is incredibly thick. So that's going to be, if I do go down that route, that's going to be quite a challenge to get that into that connector. So I may cheat and bring the wire into a into one of these terminals and just extend it from there. Haven't really decided yet. Okay, and that is our cable complete. So let us first clean up, and then I am going to test. And where do you live? Where do you live? You live there. Okay. I'm sure you guys know this set, the bog standard iFixit set. Okay. So what have I used? This was a investment, buy once, never buy again. Knapex set of cutters and small pliers of various sizes. These are also really nice, very pleased with them. Pixnor tweezer set. really nice, good quality. And my wire strippers, which I previously wouldn't recommend, which today have really not let me down, so I have to recommend them. They actually worked really well today. Okay, so let's get all you guys somewhere so I can clean up easily. Get you out of the way, get you out of the way. Okay, so red to red, dum, black to black. Okay. Did you see the mistake I made? That's what happens when you talk and tell stories while you're working. Almost blew up everything. Got the wrong sheaths on. Okay, better pay closer attention to what I'm actually doing. You guys were probably yelling at the screen. Okay. Okay. So I must say I could have gone with a heftier wire. I might redo this with a bigger wire gauge. Okay. Okay, so let us put on 12 volts. I don't even want an amp. 100 milliamps, that will do just fine. Okay, multimeter. Voltage DC. Okay, so what am I expecting now? It would normally be tip positive, so I'm expecting tip negative. Okay, so let's actually get power on. Okay. So there's comedy of errors. I'm expecting the tip to be negative, so how about I use the actual negative lead? So there we are getting 12 volts as we would expect. Okay, so that is working. There are no shorts, otherwise my bench power supply would have cut out. And on this one we have traditional wiring, so the sheath should be negative, tip should be positive, and there's our 12 volts. So that is a success. But as I say, I think this wire is a bit thin for my liking, so I may just redo this whole project with a bit beefier wire, one gauge up, or a few gauges up. Yeah. Okay, that's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you maybe learned something, learned from my mistakes. Rather that I make them and you learn, rather than you make them. And if anything, just remember that the old ZX Spectrums are center negative, and you cannot use a modern AC/DC adapter on them without modifying. You can cut the cable and reverse the two wires, yeah, or just cut the cable and solder your own barrel jack on. Okay, that's all for today. If you like that, maybe give me a thumbs up. If you thought it was really boring and you didn't enjoy it, thumbs down. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers then, bye.